Oops. Yeah, if you're watching this in the future, the last stream I was doing died mid-conversation I was having with someone. Um, Now this is just a continuation of last stream. I will work this out. I'll try to work this out later. But yeah, this is in case yeah, that person. Hey, Gumi. I was just explaining what was happening for people watching this in the future. Um, yeah, what was I saying before my stream just died on me? Um, let's see here. So we found the shiny chestpin. Uh, I don't know. I think that was the last thing that was seen before the stream actually died. Uh, is a chessman. There it is. Um, Dude, I have no idea my memory sucks. Me too, man. Oh, we were talking about weed and drugs and smoking and stuff. That's what it was. Yeah. Before I got sidetracked by the chesspin and um my internet decided to kill itself. Um, so yeah, I don't smoke. I don't want to smoke. And that's basically it. That's all it was. um, yeah, a lot of people up here like to say like smoking, vaping. Like I'm fine. Generally, I'm fine with people who do that as long as they don't peer pressure me into doing anything like that. And even drinking, I don't like no drink. No. I do not drink. No alcohol for me. Ah, not old enough for alcohol. Yeah. Yeah. It's not that I'm not old enough for alcohol. I am basically 21, but um I just don't fucking. Oh my god, my stream just died for a second. Am I still live? My stream didn't just fucking. Hold up. Hold up. Gonna make sure. Okay, yeah, because my internet went out for a second. Okay. That scared me. That scared me. I think I'm gonna try. So here's the goal right now. Here's the goal. I'm gonna try to shiny hunt for at least two more chestpins. And if my stream goes out again, I might just call it for the night. Even I if it's abrupt, I'm very sorry. But yeah, is Mimikyu in this game? Yes, Mimikyu is in this game. I actually got a shiny Mimikyu the other day, which I was very happy about because I like Mimikyu. Um, but yeah, I was a bit concerned when I started this hunt for Chespin. Um, and because like yeah, I completely forgot what shiny Chespin looks like. And then when I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit! Well, guess I won't have to look him up now." And yeah, that settles that. What's your favorite Pokemon and what's your favorite shiny? Okay, so my favorite Pokemon, as basic as it is, Charizard, 100% Charizard. When I first started playing Pokemon, Charmander was like my boy. Because I played Pokemon Fire Red and I just really like Charmander. Um, but yeah, just the entire Charmander line. Um, and then my favorite shiny is surprisingly not Charizard, but I guess that would be a tough one for me because there's like now 1,000 Pokemon to choose from. Yeah, yeah. if I could choose like my favorite shiny from a specific generation, I'd say maybe because I'm a fan of like the pink shinies and the blue shinies. I don't like Charizard because of his learn set being crap in early gens. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, like I would love to use Charizard in the competitive scene, but he's just like he's not the meta nowadays. The meta now is just like Urshifu or Fluttermane, and those two just completely fuck your shit up whenever you try to play competitive. And Charizard cannot defend Urshifu for shit, especially if it's water type Urshifu. Because like, oh my god, Urshifu is a problem when it comes to Pokemon. The only way to get around Urshifu is like having a Pokemon with Storm Drain, but then if it's not like Storm Drain or what's it called? Water Absorb. But even then, um that's just for double strike Urshifu. For single strike Urshifu, since it's a dark type move, that thing could just fucking one shot anybody. Yeah, I don't do a lot of competitive, but I like playing Showdown with friends. Yeah. Um the competitive scene, like I would love to like I'm a big Pokemon fan, been for a long time. If I could I don't think I'd be as good as Wolfie VGC. Um but if I could ever like compete in just a Pokemon competition and at least make it in second place, that would be like my number one dream of Pokemon. I don't think I could probably do it, but like with a lot of practice, because although it Pokemon is like chess, uh, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of reading and stuff to do. But yeah, competitive definitely crazy. Uh, since watching like Wolfie VGC and his videos of like doing stuff, like in the competitive scene, I've been like getting more into competitive, and also some of that is due because like of my friend, one of my friends that I like, he taught me how EV training works, and I like I've just fallen in love with the competitive scene of Pokemon. Uh, yeah, RNG can also be on your side, I'm sure. True. Yeah. Oh yeah, EV training is a hassle. I usually just go for buying drugs for my Pokemon and beefing them up. Um, but yeah, uh, if I can make it, that would be pretty cool. I would love to go to the World Championship someday, even just to like watch the competition. Because I think, oh yeah, that's right. It's taking place in Hawaii this year. Ooh, ooh, what a choice of scenery. Oh my God. Because I don't know if you know about that, but like, do you remember that fire that hit Hawaii a while back? That was like that shit was insane. That that sucked to just like see on the news, and it was definitely scary because like we in California deal with a lot of shit with wildfire season in general is just scary, but in the area where it happened in Hawaii, like what was it like half the island or like a majority of the island burned, and oh my fucking god, man, that shit was insane. um might have been after my friend moved from Hawaii. Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of property, a lot of money going into Hawaii, and some fucking assholes now want to turn that place into a like the place that just burnt down to a resort, but like people own property there, and now they have to figure out what they're gonna do. Because I'm pretty sure because of that fire, a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank God your friend moved. That like because I've seen shit on the news about it of like there was a lady who was talking about it like before she was in a hurry to leave her house and she locked the door because like like that shit like still sits in my memory about it. Um because she just locked the door before leaving even though there was like a fire burning everything. Like it was just consuming everything. Like oh my god. And I think it was like after the the world championships ended for Pokemon, Pokemon had made the announcement that the next world championships was taking place in Hawaii. And I was like, what a fucking time to announce that shit. Like you couldn't wait like a couple months to announce like, yeah, we're having our competition in Hawaii. Yay. Meanwhile, Hawaii's just fucking burning to the ground. And then Pokemon Company's like, hey, like it's good in the sense of like, oh, get ready to buy tickets for the next World Championship so you can go to Hawaii and maybe the people of Hawaii are going to like maybe if the Pokemon Company was like real fucking good people, they donated some of the money that they made from the World Championships to um like the residents of Hawaii who were in that district that burnt down. Um like just to help rebuild the setting. Like that would be pretty fucking cool if the Pokemon Company to do. But like this is also just like a company. Companies don't really have to care about causes. They can just say they support it and then donate money to it. But like even so, it was really bad timing on Pokemon's part for announcing the next World Championship. And yeah, yeah, it was just rough, a rough thing to announce. When did that happen? That was like summertime. I don't know. Yeah, it was rough. It was pretty rough. Um, but yeah, sucked that it happened. But I'm glad that it's over. I guess what I can say. Um, yeah, it just sucks. But shit like that happens a lot. Down in here in this area, there's a lot of wildfires in California. Um, and like fires in general are just scary. So remember how I mentioned I was playing Gold, like the original Pokemon Gold game? Yes, yes, I remember. Did you find a shiny? Is this why you're bringing this up? Because I will be jealous if that is the case. I will be very unhappy. And you will be banned from that, rah. Nah, I'm kidding. Um, Me and my friends have been playing that, and we are about to move on to beating Red. Oh shit! Yeah, fuck that guy up. Kick his ass. Steal the light orb from Pikachu. I don't know. Wait, Pokemon Gold or Heart Gold? Now my friend got Pokerus today. Really? I don't know how Pokerus procs on Pokemon. I don't understand how that works. I know Pokerus grants benefits to Pokemon. Like I'm pretty sure it gives like a stat thing, like extra stats. Gold, not Heart Gold. Okay, yeah, because I don't know if Thief exists in Pokemon Gold and the whole Light Orb thing, you know. Um, because usually with like when it came to like having a Pikachu, you'd want to teach it Volt Tackle, so you'd steal the Light Orb from Red and Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I never played through like the Gold, Silver, Crystal games. Um, I do have a copy of Crystal, um, and it's like an authentic copy too. I don't know if it works because like a stupid idiot, I would scratch at it when I was a kid. So it's not in. I wouldn't say it's in the worst condition, but it's in a condition that hopefully works. Um, yeah, I actually did that in Soul Silver on my physical copy. I remember getting a Volt Tackle Pikachu. Yeah, Volt Tackle Pikachu was actually just like a really popular thing. But did you ever like get any of the events? You know what I hated about Soul Silver? What did you hate about Soul Silver? How dare you hate my childhood game? You better have a really good reason, or else you die. It's a 1 in 30,000 or 1 in 60K chance or something per grass encounter, I think. The Safari Zone waiting times. Ah, damn, no events. Yeah, the Safari Zone was a bit like I kind of hated the whole transferring Pokemon. If you're talking about like transferring Pokemon from the older games to like Fire Red to Soul Silver, um I hated those. It was cool because I can get like you can get Pokemon in your what was it? It wasn't a Safari Ball, but like you can capture like old Pokemon from your old games in there, and it was a cool looking Pokeball. I don't remember what a Pokeball it was called. It was like orange or something. But yeah, waiting times suck. I hate that you can only transfer up to 6 Pokemon at once. Yeah, the Pal Park. Um, or no, wait, the Safari Zone. Yeah, because there was a Safari Zone, but it was in the Johto region instead of the instead. Oh, is that another? Wait. Oh, I got fucking baited. There was just sleeping. I thought those were red. I'm colorblind. Oh my god. Um, yeah, because those look red from where I was sitting. God damn it, Chespin, you little shit. Um, yeah, I was talking about Pal Park. Yeah, Safari Zone. I completely forgot that Johto had a Safari Zone. Never used Pal Park. Yeah, Pal Park was a bit meh. Um, I didn't really like how like I hated transferring Pokemon from older games because you could only do it 6 at a time. But then Pokebank exists, and you can at least like transfer a box full of Pokemon, like boxes of Pokemon at once. To get Riolu or Gible at the Safari Zone, it was like an 80-day waiting time or something around there. Really? That sounds fucking awful. I will say though, going back to the Pokerus thing though, um, I completely forgot this. I didn't notice this, but you know how in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 you get like a shiny gift Pokemon from the tower? I didn't notice it until I checked my boxes. I unless I'm like going insane, but uh I think my shiny Garchomp Gibble's 100 days waiting. That's awful. I would die. I would physically die if I waited 100 days for ew. Ew. I've never played Gen 5. Yeah, in Black Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, there was the White Tower and the Black Tower. And if you beat the tower, like if you beat all levels of the tower, at the end of the tower you get a free shiny Gibble or Dratini, depending on which game you played. I ended up getting a shiny Gibble, and I transferred that up to the newer games. And the worst feeling too is that I lost my Soul Silver copy while waiting in the Safari Zone days. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah. Ooh, I would hate that. Yeah. But yeah, I got a shiny Garchomp from there, and now it has Pokerus. Pokerus doesn't really mean anything anymore, but like I never really understood what Pokerus was up until recently. But like I was really surprised to see that my shiny Pokemon got Pokerus. And I was like, holy shit. That is like a really like because it's a really low chance of happening to certain Pokemon, right? It's like finding a mark. Oh my god. That's a thing I hate about Pokerus doubles EV gain. Does oh that's what it is. Yeah, it's not that yeah, it's not that bad. Well, not that good. Never mind. My brain was just fucking painting a whole like god complex around Pokerus. But yeah, my shiny Garchomp has Pokerus. Pretty crazy. Um, and what was I going on about? I really hate that my brain does this. Please just remember, brain. Brain isn't brain. But yeah, I would I would never I applaud your commitment to Safari Zone days because oh my god, that is like shiny hunting but worse. Oh my god, I would fucking die if that were me. Um, yeah, that's crazy, dude. Um, what's it doing? Do you know about? I don't think you know about the marks because you said you say you don't play the newer some of the newer games, but like in this Pokemon game, the next thing that's like popular that I hope doesn't carry on uh is like marks on Pokemon. Kind of works like ribbons, like from the older games, like when you do contests and stuff and your Pokemon have like ribbons on them. But these marks are just like I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Uh Man, that commitment would be so hard now than back then when I was a kid. Yeah. It's not that I don't want to play the newer games. I just don't have a Switch. I heard about the marks, but I don't know what they are. So some of my Pokemon have marks. My Ceruledge does, and this is a mark on my Ceruledge that it's called the Treasure Hunter mark or Item Finder mark. It's just like a rare thing that a Pokemon can have on it, and when you throw out your Pokemon in battle, uh, your Pokemon will have a title along it. So you throw out Ceruledge into battle, it says, like trainer sent out Ceruledge, the treasure hunter. Um, they can earn depending on what. So you can get like the champion of Paldea, like if you beat the Elite Four with your Pokemon, they just get the champion of Paldea mark. And I think you can just keep doing that since you can just re-challenge the Elite Four again. But for some Pokemon, it's like my Golden Go, he has the reliable partner mark or the Paldea champion mark, uh, mark for more friendly Pokemon. Uh, yeah, like marks just kind of have like certain conditions of being on Pokemon. Like there's marks that you can certain marks that appear on Pokemon during the day or during the night or like if they're sleeping or something like that. But like also it's kind of just like shiny hunting, but you don't know if the Pokemon has a mark. Like you can now that with the DLC you can check if Pokemon have marks by like hovering over them. Like if you just do the like what I'm doing, which is just focusing on that Pokemon, it'll say like, oh, this chessman, you've already caught a chessman, it's female, male, and then that little circle right there is that means the Pokemon is smaller than most other chessmen. And then this chessman. I'm trying to find one with, yeah. This is a chessman with a mark. So if you find a chessman like a Pokemon with that little yellow emblem by their name, that Pokemon has a mark. Really stupid, but that's the only way you can tell is if you buy the DLC for an extra $30. Um, I kind of just hate the whole DLC thing with Pokemon. Like, I hate that Nintendo's just like, oh, DLC is a way to make more money. Sure. Wait, why am I now realizing that chessmen are level 70? Okay, so Pokemon levels scale with how far you are into the game. And the level cap is like around 70. And like if you run into legendaries, I think it's the same thing. But generally you have to beat the game in order to access the DLC parts. And like even the story, I think the story scales with your level cap. Besides like the gyms and stuff, because there's a certain, I didn't know this, but there is a certain path you're supposed to take to fight the gyms, and I ended up fighting the wrong gyms in the wrong order, like a stupid dude. That's another reason why I haven't done anything with the Switch or the newer games. Yeah, yeah, the Switch games are kind of just like meh. When Sword and Shield dropped, the game, like I tell you this, like out of my own opinion, I think Sword and Shield was like the worst Pokemon game Pokemon has ever released. Out of all of them, Sword and Shield was the worst. Like you can say Pokemon Black and White were bad. Um, you can say Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were bad. But I really think Sword and Shield was the game that just like did Pokemon in for a year, because holy shit is that game just not good. Like Scarlet and Violet, it's an improvement, but it's like a slight improvement. Uh I guess so. It has Pokemon Arceus, like three Pokemon Arceus aspects. It's Pokemon Arceus, but worse, but still better than Pokemon Sword and Shield, in my opinion. I enjoyed Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Yeah, I enjoyed those games too, but like people say that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were bad, and I don't really know why. Like, genuinely, those games are just so much better than the like literally none of the Pokemon games that Pokemon has released can be any worse than Sword and Shield was. Like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, it was a meh game. It was just Diamond and Pearl again, yeah, but it wasn't as bad as Sword and Shield was. Like in my opinion, for Sword and Shield, it's like I'm not saying it's a bad game, like just because like I hate the game or like I have reasons, of course. My reasons are like the whole Gigantamaxing gimmick of the Pokemon game. It was cool until you actually got into like using it, which it didn't really matter at that point. And it was also like it also already got like a bunch of hate because they cut the national dex for it when all they had to do was just like, oh, we're gonna have like you be able to transfer all your Pokemon. Like they didn't even have to like include all of the Pokemon in the overworld. They could have just done what they did with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, like just the Sun and Moon era Pokemon, where it's just like, yeah, you have access to the national dex, but like they're not like the main part of the Pokédex for the Alola Pokédex. Yeah, I hate how they strayed from Megas and started doing Dynamax crap. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Dynamax battles did not make sense to me. Granted, like I didn't understand competitive play, and if I go back into playing if I go back to playing those games, I think like I could possibly I could possibly make sense of Gigantamax battles, but it always just felt like, oh, whenever you fight in the gyms, your Pokemon does like a shit ton of damage. Like if you're not Gigantamax and you're fighting a big Pokemon, uh you like you can one shot a Gigantamax Pokemon. But when it comes to raids, that's a completely different story because they sometimes have shields and you have to like attack them once. I don't remember how it worked. It was like you have to attack them once to knock down one of their shields. But like it was still pretty shit. And now the raids for like the terror raids for this game, they were a vast improvement compared to Dynamax raids. Because Dynamax raids were just like hard in general. There was nobody really understood how to fucking beat any of the Pokemon that were in the raids. You just had to. It felt like you just kind of had to rely on RNG to actually beat the raids. When that probably wasn't the case, but like even so, Sword and Shield, the story for Sword and Shield was terrible. The like the design of the game was good. Um, but yeah, it's like Sword and Shield was just a massive disappointment for me. I was because especially for being like the first mainline title, there was Let's Go and Eevee and Pikachu that released before it, but like the mainline title for uh the first Pokemon game on Switch, it was a rough game. It was a very rough game because yeah, they just kind of like announced that like, oh, no more national decks. You don't get like you only get half of the Pokemon you wanted, and they're still doing that for the newer games. And like, I just hope that they do something with the with like, I don't care if they add more DLC to this game. If that means improving this game, I'm for it because this game, like Scarlet and Violet, can be good. And I hate the fact that in order for it to be good, it needs like DLC for it. Like, granted, the base game is good enough, but before before DLC, if you were to ride this Pokemon right here, Miraidon or Koraidon in Scarlet and Violet, um, you can only just you couldn't fly. You couldn't fly like you just glide like Arceus, and everybody was okay with that. But since adding the DLC, like the second part of the DLC, now you're able to fly. Like you don't have to just glide anymore. You can just fly like this. It's a bit janky, but you can fly. And you have to pay $30 for it, unfortunately. I give a lot of games a lot of crap for some very dumb reasons, but I still think despite not playing any of the games on Switch, all the games after Gen 7 stopped being good. Yeah, unfortunately that is a majority of the case. It like and it's not entirely the Pokemon Company's fault. Like it's just like Nintendo constantly being on Game Freak's back about having a new Pokemon game being released every fucking year. Because after like Pokemon Black and White released, they released a sequel to Pokemon Black and White. And then they move on to X and Y. And then there was supposed to be a sequel to X and Y, but they never ended up doing that. But what they did do was make Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which were really good remakes. And like everybody was happy about that. Um and yeah, it was like compatible with X and Y, but you couldn't use certain Pokemon when you were battling between X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. But those were like like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire were fucking great games. And then they moved on to Sun and Moon, and like then they made sequels for Sun and Moon, but Mega Evolutions were gone. Everybody was super pissed off, but they were like, okay, I guess we have Z moves. But Z moves just weren't Mega Evolution. And then what's it called? Uh, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire might be the best game alongside Heart Gold. So yeah, yeah, um, yeah. And then there was like the Sun and Moon sequels, and then now Sword and Shield. Well, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which was like limited to the Kanto region decks. Nobody like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Nobody really cared about it, but it was still a good game. Uh, like it was just poorly executed, is all it was. Sword and Shield was like the main like meat of the first Pokemon game. Like it was supposed to basically set the standard for what Pokemon games were gonna look like for the rest of the Switch's lifespan. But all it did was just prove to us that they're like Pokemon games are just shrinking in quality. It's just really unfortunate that it had to start with the Switch and Sword and Shield in particular. I don't know if there were in any Megas were in really? I don't remember them being in them. I might just be I don't remember hold on. Hold on. I don't remember if Megas were in there. I might just be stupid and not know. Uh whoa. Oh, I didn't know that. I think I'm just stupid. Oh, I don't know if they're in the game. Yeah, you get Mega Ring or something. Oh, right. The fucking battle tree bullshit. Oh, you get a Mega Ring from a dude near a cave you catch Zygarde in, and you can buy Megas. Oh my fucking god! I feel so stupid for not remembering that. Oh no, no, I'm not fine. Make fun of me. Call, give me an insult right now. Do it. I deserve one. Insult me. Oh my gosh, that is so. I feel so dumb. But I completely spaced out on Mega Evolutions and Sun and Moon. Man, man. Um, all right, you're a scallywag. Thank you. Needed that. Um, so yeah, Sun and Moon. Not Sun and Moon. Sword and Shield was just a very unfortunate start for Pokemon games. Like being the official start for Pokemon games. Uh, and then Scarlet and Violet. It was a good game, but it runs like shit, but generally it's a lot better. It's a better improvement than Sword and Shield was. Um, and yeah, I cause like I heard they changed almost nothing about the games apart from the graphics. So yeah, my problem with Scarlet and Violet is the constant frame drops, and the graphics just like kind of make everything look worse. Like the trees look fucking horrible. A lot of people like to complain about the trees, and they're right to do so because the trees look horrible. Um, and then grass textures, there's no like, oh, that's a shiny chestman. Grass textures are like okay. Um, but it's kind of like somebody put cardboard in the what's it called? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like if some you made like a stage, like a stage for a play, and like people make like those cardboard cutouts of grass or some shit for like background scenery or some shit. It kind of just feels like they did that for the Pokemon game. And then as for like the textures of the floor in this cave, it's just like a stretched, probably just a stretched image of something. I see that circle pattern right there, and then it's also right here, and it's also right here. Oh yeah, it's just the same. That's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's just a pattern. That is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh my god. No fucking way, I just noticed that. Oh, that is so funny. Yeah. But aside from like just the background of the game, like um one other thing that I think was a massive downgrade from the older games is like Sword and Shield, what Sword and Shield has over Scarlet and Violet is that the colors from in Sword and Shield were more present than Scarlet and Violet is. Cuz like although there's like cool looks to everything has a more realistic look. Like if you look at certain Pokemon like right here, you can sort of see like some some sort of like texture to certain Pokemon, but other Pokemon are just like 3D models. Like this Deerling has fur on it, and it's like somewhat noticeable, but it's not entirely noticeable. But then you go to like something like this, just smooth textures. That's cool, I guess. Then you go to Cleffa, you start to notice more of like those chalky textures on the ears. But like when it comes to just shinies in general, like if you're shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, uh it's a lot easier to like tell apart a shiny Slowpoke from a regular Slowpoke because shiny Slowpoke in general is just dog shit looking. Um, it's just a paler Slowpoke, but when you look at it in Sword and Shield, you're actually able to tell if you're looking at the shiny. In this game, it's so much harder to notice fucking shiny Pokemon because the lighting is either really fucking horrible or like they really muted the colors um so they're like a lot less present. Like Shiny Fortress, this used to it's like really good. It's a good shiny. This Pokemon right here, um it's just gold, and it's gold in like the previous games too. In this game it looks fantastic because the gold like has a reflective surface on it, and it's really good. But the reflective surface isn't like I don't think it had to be in the game. I get that Pokemon wanted to like make the game as realistic and good as possible, but I feel like that only resulted in the game just kind of losing that original Pokemon thing to it. What remind That reminds me, what's your least favorite shiny? Um, I have a lot of least favorite shinies. The ones that are my least favorite are just the ones that are super fucking difficult to notice. I guess if I had to, like on hand, if I had to pick, it'd just be Tandemaus, and Mousehold. Um, like because this shiny, the thing that's changed is like this right here. I talked about this a bit in my in the stream that I did like before it crashed. But though that shirt and pants you see on the mouses, uh the original like not shiny Pokemon, it's supposed to look blue, but like the colors right here are very muted. They you can barely notice those colors. And how I got the shiny was I got it from an outbreak, and I had to look through every tandem mouse um that I was resetting, and the it was really hard to see it because the Pokemon's already like super small. Like let me take it out of the box. Um, because that's a big issue with smaller Pokemon. Like look at this. Look at that. I had to strain my eyes just to look at this. You can't even see it in this fucking cave. Oh my god, that is horrible. The colors just aren't even there. Like that's what I mean. The colors are just so muted. It's not even fucking present, and that's my big problem with this game. Like shiny hunting, I love shiny hunting now, but it's the fucking worst in this game. And then another thing is that if you watch Austin John Plays, I like Austin John Plays. He's very knowledgeable about stuff. When he talked about breeding in this game, I think breeding sucks in this game. He said that breeding is good. Like everybody has their own, is allowed to have their own opinion. My opinion about breeding is just I fucking hate it in this game. I think it was so much better in the older games. Uh, I hate that you have to set down a picnic, and in order for Pokemon to actually mate with each other. Oh, that's the last shiny. Okay. Um, in order for the Pokemon to actually mate with each other, you so you set down the picnic, and then uh you make a sandwich. So the God damn it, Chespin. You make a sandwich with egg power, at least one or two. You can do three, but that requires you to use stuff like Herba Mysticas, which is a really hard material to get. Um, and oh my god, like the sandwich effects last for 30 minutes in total. And that's not 30 minutes like in game time. That's like real time 30 minutes. And the uh the whole like what's it called? The whole process is just like set up a picnic, get the Pokemon you want to breed, make a sandwich, or get egg power one or two or three, and then e- you wait like between increments of like every 5 minutes your the basket next to your picnic. I'll show you in just a second, but there's like a basket in your picnic. When you throw down your picnic, um, the what's it called? I'm blanking on the name right now. Hold up, hold up. So, uh, why can't I think of a thing? I lost my train of thought. Holy shit, my brain is just on fire right now. Um, uh, so in the picnic, there's a picnic basket, and that's where your eggs appear. And from like since the sandwich effects last for 30 minutes, you only can collect like so many eggs in that amount of time. But like the thing with collecting those eggs is that about 20 eggs appear per I think it's like 15 to 20 eggs appear. Maybe less, I don't know. Like every 5 minutes you want to check your basket for the like that amount of eggs. And it has a cap of how many eggs the basket can hold. And if you don't collect those eggs, like you're just wasting time on that sandwich or egg power you're using. So, um, yeah, it's kind of horrible because it's like big waste of time in general. Looking at the games make me glad I haven't played it yet, but uh, let me see. I can barely read because the fucking OBS chat thing is hiding the some of the QOL touches make me want to play it. Yeah, yeah. Like there is good stuff about this game. It's just like yeah, it's some parts of this game can be tedious at times, but like if you could look past the tedious parts, you will have no problem playing this game. Um, but in general, I like this game. I really think there's still things they can do to improve upon it. If they choose not to, that's on Nintendo and Game Freak for coming to that decision because this game definitely can be good. Um, but yeah, let me go ahead and throw down Picnic. Show off my new shiny friends. Get out of here, Maridon. So yeah, so here's the picnic basket, where all your eggs appeared, and yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. The breeding process is super fucking horrible, and you make your sandwiches by just like going up to the table and clicking on it. Um, if I can actually get to it. Oh, I have to do it from right here. That's annoying. So yeah, you make a sandwich from right here, and you have all these recipes. What you're looking for is like those effects right there where it says meal power. Uh, like you have catching power, item drop power. Those are self-explanatory. Then there's egg power. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but the emulators I'm going to be playing through every Pokemon game 1 through 7 and trying to complete as much of the Pokédex as possible. Yeah, that's a good goal to set. Um, I don't know if you're able to actually like transfer Pokemon up from the emulated games, which is why I like don't really play much of the emulated games much. But yeah, that's a pretty good goal. I'm right now my goal with like just collecting shiny Pokemon is just to have a living shiny dex, which is gonna be somewhat hard because like there's also the mythical problem and like some of the legendaries problem. I can from Gen 1 and Gen 2, but not onwards. Yeah. I completely spaced out on like Sword and Shield era. There was the Pokemon like the dog Pokemon that were box legendaries. I have codes for them for their shinies, but I never redeemed the codes because I was gonna buy like a copy of Shield. Uh, but I never ended up doing it, so I missed out on both of the shinies, and I'm so sad about that. I'm doing a living shiny dex on Gen 2. It's gonna suck ball. Yeah, yeah. Shiny dex is like I feel like I'm only a third of the way, or maybe halfway. I don't know, but like I really want to be the OT, the original trainer of the shiny Pokemon I catch. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, oh my gosh, I have my plans set up already. Yeah, yeah. Well, I have successfully caught all three of my shiny boys for the I guess rest of the second part of the stream. Um, yeah. Um, really happy about this, and except for Legends, which are gonna take a while. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Legends are definitely gonna take a while. That's gonna be a lot of soft resetting, unless you get lucky. I know some people get lucky and like instead of getting up to the 1003 set, they like get it before 500 mark. I hope to God you do, for the sake of your sanity. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Um so I've reached my goal for the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I really appreciate you, Gumi, for stopping by, chatting with me for as long as you did. Really appreciate that. On average, people get like 9K s. Oh God. Ooh, that's awful. That is icky. Gross, gross, gross. 9K. 9K. Oh, I'd fucking die. No thanks. Um, but yeah. Uh I really appreciate you for stopping by, Gumi. And if you do want to see more of my content, my recording content, I have a lot of that on my channel. Uh I should possibly just put links in here. 9K isn't even the worst. Yeah, yeah, there's always worse. Yeah. Um, but yeah. Basic YouTuber stuff, nonsense and stuff like that. Go like, subscribe, whatever, all that jazz. Longest I saw was 70K. Yeah, I just give up at that point. I wouldn't care anymore. I would not soft reset for 70,000 times. Oh my god, that sounds horrible. Um, I'll check some of your stuff out. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Uh, and I have a new video coming out tomorrow at 2 o'clock for you, for just any of my subscribers in general. Check it out because that drops at 2 o'clock. Lethal Company video, and then there's also just more to come on the way. And uh, I might actually just stream more often now that I think about it, because I like this. I like being able to talk to people. I haven't really like I've always wondered how people can just do it for hours on end, but like being able to just talk to people is very fun. Being able to talk to you is awesome. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed though. I should really be asleep. Hope your living shiny decks won't take that long, man. Yep, me too. Um, yeah. Anyway, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will talk to y'all later and see you in the next video or stream. Have a good night.